Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This is your tarot reading for the week ahead whenever you are finding it. If you are watching along as I post because you're subscribed, then this will be for the week of April 8th to the 14th, 2024. We're going to pull 6 cards, 2 rows of 3 from the After Tarot, and first card out is the 3 of Cups in reverse. Some of you guys, for the past, I want to say like week or two, you may have been dealing with feelings of being discluded. There could be someone in your life where it's like they're going out and doing these fun things, and you're like, what you're doing is so obviously something that I would want to do. Like, say for example, you're somebody who is really into dinosaurs, and like that's your thing, you're the dinosaur person. And you have a friend that goes out to this museum that has all these, dinosaur bones and archaeological stuff, and they don't invite you. It's like, that's my thing. So like, why aren't you inviting me to go do it with you? So I don't know. I'm getting some feelings like that some of you may be dealing with. If you're in a group setting, such as work with your coworkers or just a friend group, even a family, there may be a little bit of feelings you've been dealing with feeling excluded and not being invited to things that you could so clearly be invited to because you're into it. We have the Knight of Wands. And you know what, Cancer? I feel like you are coming to terms with this and realizing that, I don't want to say that you're overreacting. Your feelings are totally valid. Feeling discluded is a totally valid feeling, but the reason why you were discluded might not be as huge of a thing as you may think it is. For example, maybe your best friend goes and does something that you've been saying that you wanted to do for the longest time, but the only reason that they're going is because a coworker of theirs invited them out and invited them and some coworkers to go do this thing. It's not like they were trying to disclude you. It's like they were just invited along with coworkers. So it was just like a coworker field trip or whatever. And some of you may even be feeling like even though you're discluded, something else could have been done. Like your friend could have reached out and been like, hey, I did that thing that you wanted to do. It was really, really fun. I definitely want to go back with you and show you around or something like that. And so maybe you didn't feel like you received that sort of acknowledgement that you were left out or explanation. Or even if you did receive an explanation and it made sense, you still maybe didn't feel like the people or person who discluded you took any measures to make you feel loved and included. So I don't know, there's something like that. We have the Knight of Wands coming out upright. This is honestly a little bit of a non-committal type of energy. Someone rushing in here. Someone wants to bone you. Someone wants to be with you in that way. All right, let me see what all the cards are. I need to get the full story. We have the Empress. Yes, knowing your worth. Second row of cards out. We have the Emperor. Matching pair. Matching pair. We have Temperance upright. Oh my gosh. And the Queen of Wands. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. So there are a lot of people around you who admire you at this time, Cancer. A lot of people who totally respect you. And if anything, they may be a little bit intimidated by how kind you are, how loving you are, how successful you are, and how put together you are, how on routine, on schedule. It's like you have these ideas and you manifest them because you have perfectly harmonized yin and yang energy. It took you a long time to get here, but, I feel like you're at a really great place for yourself. This is divine counterpart energy coming through. A lot of you may already have met your divine counterpart, whether you recognize it or not. And I feel like there's certainly a lot of emotions that are coming through this week. I feel like someone is rushing towards you, wanting to take action with you. And it's really kind of strange because I almost get this totally intuitive feeling that things may have been very slow burning, slow moving in life for a while. Not just in a particular relationship, but also just career, health, fitness, whatever. Just life itself has been on a gradual momentum for you, but not super fast moving. And I feel like this week is going to hit you like a ton of bricks, but in a positive way, because it feels like suddenly that pace is changing. Like, I'm just seeing a line, two-dimensional line in my head. And it's like, like this is your upward momentum. And it's like, boom, skyrockets. Someone who may have been very flaky, non-committal, or just like couldn't really give you what you wanted, what you deserved in the past for whatever reason, may be coming in rapidly to promise you really big things in the future, okay? And this doesn't even have to be romantic. For example, this could be like a manager or a boss saying, hey, like, I really love the work that you're doing here, and I'm giving you this raise. This raise is the most I can give you right now, but I plan on doing a lot more for you in the next few months because, blah, 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 blah. So it's like someone's coming through and explaining, listen, this is all I can give you right now. It's not a lot. It's not what you want long term. However, this is what I can give you right now. And I hope to work up to giving you a lot more in the future. This could also be a social situation, a new friend coming in saying, hey, you're really great, and we have so much in common that I want to explore. I have like no time in my life right now because I'm working 2 jobs temporarily, but in a few months I'm going to be only working 1 job and I totally want to hang out with you more. So like, please don't forget about me. It's something like that where someone's coming in and they may be saying, hey, I don't mean to make you feel discluded. I don't want to make you feel devalued. This is all I can give you right now. But just know that I respect the crap out of you. And I want to passionately move forward with this, with you, and build up a strong momentum here. So why don't we just sort of see what we can do right now in the time being. I know that what I can offer you is not everything that you want and need, but if you're willing, if you're able, I would love to sort of grow into something bigger as time goes on, which is really beautiful. I think a lot of people in the collective, it seems, are starting to come to the realization that, oh my God, this keeps coming through for every reading. And this download happened today. Like, I wasn't even thinking about this. It just happened today. And I'm like, oh, this is spiritual knowledge being downloaded from the universe to the collective. And I feel like a lot of people didn't really realize this before recently, but you may be having wake-up calls, realizing that sometimes you could be available. You could be very giving, ready to pour so much love, time, energy, and attention towards other people, and they may not be able to reciprocate all that you give. And that does not mean that that person does not love you. It does not mean that they hate you. It doesn't mean that they don't value you. It literally just means they cannot give you what you're giving them right now. That's it. That's the beginning, middle, and end of it. And I feel like so many people in the collective are starting to realize this week with the Aries eclipse, especially if you're watching this when I'm posting it. So if whenever you're watching this though, like, you're making this realization, and it's going to be your decision whether you want to stay and continue to grow with this sort of renewed promise and, this sun that's coming up here, this vision of what this can grow and be in the future, or you can decide, you know what, I don't want this. I want to search for something that is ready to give to me readily in the present moment. And if that means that I have to be alone and receive nothing for a while, then so be it. That decision is yours. It's either you can wait and see if this thing, this job, this person, whatever it may be, will grow as they're promising. Or you can say, you know what, it's not worth it. Throw it out, pour it out, and trust that you will find something in the future. There is no right, there is no wrong. It really is up to you. Either way, I do feel like you're being led to your beloved, your life partner. I feel like you're being led to great levels of success. And also, I want to say here, for some of you, you're being led to a high management position. Like, this is where the path is taking you on. So career-wise, if you're employed traditionally, you may be on a path that leads to management. And so instead of being like a worker, per se, worker, I say. You will be like a white collar job, like corporate level, making tons of money for not doing a lot of work. That type of energy, which, I mean, good for you, and we can go off on a whole tangent about the system and how unfair it is. Listen, get that money. I don't care. I don't care. Get that money. And if you're in a career or life position where that's not how it works, you're not going to get promoted. This could be you becoming your own boss, or I don't know, just doing something that involves more leadership in your life. Because you all have different lives. I can't go into specifics. This is a general reading, but I am seeing these upper levels of management. And like, for example, if you are already self-employed, this could be very high levels of success and really growing a following, an audience, people who has their eyes on your business. And I mean, like, look at this. You have the Empress, you have the Emperor, and you have the Queen of Wands. All very high up leadership position type of energy. So I am seeing a ton of emotions coming through this week. It feels pretty positive. Feels like you're balancing it. I think you're recognizing that no matter what you choose, you'll be led to great things. So yeah, I mean, someone's wanting to grow. With the Knight of Wands turning into the Queen of Wands here, someone is saying, hey, right now I'm only a knight, And the knight energy is very uncertain. Someone may be saying, like, listen, I don't have the level of management to give you what you want now. Or they could be saying, like, I don't know where I'm going to be living. I don't know what my job is. Like, my finances, whatever, is unstable. That's the thing about knights. They're unstable. These are people who travel from place to place. They never know where they're going to be. So they're kind of known as douchebags because think of like modern day military people. No offense if you're in the military of any country, but you know what I mean? Like you're traveling around, it's way harder to be committed. And that's why, there's a bad rap about that. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Okay, anyways. They just may be in a position in life where it's like they don't know where they're going to be next, or their finances or something may be unstable, or they may not be in the position to rule in the way that they want to rule, manage in the way they want to manage fully, but they can see in their own path how they will be getting to that position. Queen of Wands energy, where they do have more authority and structure and security. So they're like, hey, I'm going to grow into this person. It's very clear to me, like, this is going to be improving. And I want to take you along the ride for this growth. Like, I want my growth to be our growth. And I know that I can't offer much to you right now, but if you stick around, there will be a lot of benefits in the future. And as I grow in this company or as a person, whatever, I want to grow with you, or I want you to level up with me. So you get what I'm saying? Like, someone here is definitely coming through wanting to see growth with you. And again, you can decide, do I stay, do I go? Because it does feel like you're not 100% happy with what you're receiving now from someone or something. And I feel like you're coming to peace with it, and you're recognizing that just because you're not receiving quite what you give, that does not diminish the positive intentions that the other person or organization or whatever is trying to give you, just because they can't give you everything that you're putting in right now. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, Cancer, this is a really cool week. Okay, a lot of ascension here. I would not be shocked if developments happen in your love life. People straight up tell you, like, hey, I love you, like, I want to be with you. I might be busy now, but like, I want to move forward with you. Or people in the workplace, whatever that workplace may be for you, is, promising a good future for you. Or even if some developments happen in your reality that is extremely promising. It feels like energetically you're already at this Empress/Emperor energy, this frequency, and now it's kind of about your physical reality catching up with you. And while that catch-up process is happening, I feel like you're learning this wisdom that we just talked about, of understanding that Not everyone's going to be able to meet you exactly at your level of giving. Okay. Wow. I think every sign needs to watch Gemini's reading this week because this message came through for them. And I was saying, listen, like you've had a lot of past lives as goddesses, gods, kings, queens, empress, emperor. And you know what? I use the example that you may be able to give a kingly or queenly gift, a really huge gift to someone. That doesn't mean that they can reciprocate it at your level, okay? Because you embody a lot of power, a lot of light, a lot of wisdom and knowledge. And most people that you run into are not going to be able to match that energy. I'm just being honest with you. That doesn't mean that there's nobody on this planet that can match your energy. And in fact, having the Empress and the Emperor come out shows that there is someone coming in or already in your life who can match that energy. It just sucks sometimes because other people in your life might not be able to match that energy. And then you're like, well, this person's doing it. Why can't you do it? For example, like you can have a partner or best friend or something, sister, brother, whatever, that is always there for you, like totally gives as much as you give, is super emotionally intelligent and like just great in every way, you know? And then it becomes a little bit frustrating when you have like another friend or partner, someone who can't really meet that level of giving. That doesn't make them bad. It doesn't mean they don't love you. And sometimes we can love people for what they can offer and where they're at right now. And that's unconditional love. You know, love is something that should be given freely without expectation of anything in return. And I mean, think of it like this, like children growing up, they can't give you all the gifts and food and everything you give them. No, like that's unconditional love. You are simply raising them because you love them and you want to raise them. Not necessarily expecting anything in return. And people who do expect things in return from their children are probably not a great parent. Okay. And, yeah, I don't know where I was going off on that tangent, but I just feel like you're making that realization, and it's beautiful to be able to join other people in their growth journey. And I feel like that's where healthy boundaries comes in, and you can keep yourself preoccupied with what's going on in your own life if you want to keep certain individuals in your life that can't necessarily give back the same energy that you can give, but you understand why, and it's not like toxic at all. I feel like you're releasing any resentment and anger towards that behavior. I feel like I'm repeating the same reading this week. This is a really cool collective message that keeps coming out. So you're also affected by this. This is a wonderful week ahead, guys. I feel like the gears are turning, and the spiritual download that's happening for you is actually going to lead you to a very happy and successful life partnership, as well as a really high position in your career, high career success or household success, whatever your thing is. Some of you aren't employed by choice. Like you may be retired, you may be, you know, a stay-at-home parent or spouse or whatever, and that's totally valid and fine. Whatever it is that your mission is on life or what you focus on is going to excel, and you're going to amass quite a lot of power and happiness with that power, you know, and it's not a bad thing to want that. It doesn't make you any less enlightened to want that. I see it's coming in for you, in fact. And that's beautiful. I feel like the universe is giving you, I don't know how else to put it, a lot more power. Really. You're leveling up in life in a very tangible way. And I feel like life is sort of becoming easier for you. Okay, there's a maturing that has taken place here, and you're more successful than you've ever been, is what I'm seeing. And you know, it makes me think of that quote, "It's lonely at the top." And I'm wondering, with this new download that's coming in today for the collective, is it actually lonely at the top, or do we just make ourselves perceive that it's lonely at the top because we put so much expectation into other people being able to provide what we can provide? But that's the thing, when you hold so much power and so much resources that most other people don't have, and you go into your relationships sort of demanding that equality as opposed to equity, I mean, yeah, that could be lonely. That could be very lonely. And I feel like that's the wisdom of what's coming in now. You can be the richest person in the world. You can have the most power. You can hold all the cards. That doesn't mean you have to be lonely. That doesn't mean you have to push people away. And that doesn't mean you have to get upset and resentful and angry every time you give more than you receive. Even if it's tangible assets, even if it is time, even if it is energy. Like, there's really no reason to get resentful if you have healthy boundaries and you're giving with a free and open heart with no expectation of receiving anything in return. Those two things, you won't get resentful. And, you know, I think you're a keen person. I think you have a strong intuition. You're a Cancer. And you'll know when people are using you versus when they genuinely love you and they just might not have the same level of intelligence or privilege or resources, whatever, to give back to you. And I feel, Cancer, that there may be people around you that don't have the emotional intelligence or the resources or the time to give when you can give that so freely to them. Don't let that make you resentful. Because here's the thing that you need to hear. Some of you have been doing literal meditations or magic or setting intentions or prayers to embody more and more light. And they're being answered. And that's why your spirit guides are coming in so strongly right now. And they're saying, it's only going to get worse in a good way. Like, you're only going to embody more and more light, knowledge, wisdom, etc. You're only going to have more privilege and positive things happen for you in the future. So it's really important for you to know how to love unconditionally. And I don't know, it's just really beautiful. I feel like your physical reality is leveling up, and also your mind is leveling up. And you're no longer gonna feel this Three of Cups reverse energy of feeling left out or feeling pushed aside. You know, you're gonna recognize that either people didn't have enough to give you, or it could even be that some people may just be jealous. And that's their own issues that they have to work through. It's not even anything, it doesn't show anything about you. So I feel you overcoming this Three of Cups reversed energy of feeling left out, feeling possibly lonely, feeling like other people sort of hate you or are purposefully discluding you when your intuition and your heart knows that they do love you. And I actually feel like this is going to solve a lot of problems in your relationships. So beautiful. I hope this made sense. Maybe check out Gemini if you have any placements there, or even if you just want to, because I don't know there was some sort of magic that happened in Gemini. And I feel like that's when this original spiritual download came in, was for the first reading this week. But I feel this download happening for everyone, and I feel like it may be linked to the Aries eclipse that's happening, but who knows? All right. Thank you for joining me. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. If you want personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. Bye-bye.